Hey guys, what's going on? Coach Tom with the Strength Agenda. Wanted to talk real quick about snakes and ladders for our weightlifters during competition prep. This is one of the methods that we use to allow them to go to heavy singles, but I kind of wanted to give a little bit of a breakdown of it so you know how to use it, how to best implement it for what you're trying to do. This is usually in our phase 2 of our meet prep, which has 3 different phases. This is usually during our middle block, which is our high intensity phase. The big goals behind snakes and ladders is it's to allow the athletes to build to a heavy single with parameters. What I like about this method is that it gives the athlete the ability to build up to a heavy set, which we all know our athletes want to do, but it doesn't allow them to just go and max out and take dumb jumps and all sorts of things along those lines. With that being said, the biggest thing I like about this is it teaches athletes how to make smart jumps, especially during that 80 to 90% percentage range, and beyond that, once you have continued to make those lifts and are allowed to move on. So the other thing too is that it doesn't leave this workout open-ended. Biggest thing that I don't like about the max out Friday or the max out Saturday or whenever the hell you decide to max out method is you will have athletes who will take 10 attempts at a weight and keep missing, thinking that the next one is going to be it. But when it comes time to a weightlifting competition, they are not conditioned for those attempts. You only get 3 attempts on the platform. You can't go out there and take a 4th attempt. So you shouldn't be training opposite of how you're going to be competing. So what I like about this is there is a set number of lifts that you are allowed to take and only a certain number of jumps that you're allowed to take once you get to a certain percentage. So to go into it, the method behind it, you have 12 total lifts. So essentially the first time weight gets put on that bar, that is rep number 1. Till then you have 11 more attempts following to add weight to the bar to see how heavy you go. Now, the big thing is once you get to 80%, and for my athletes, I try to tell them, try to get to 80% in about 4 to 5 lifts, because that's still going to leave you with a decent amount of attempts post that, because all of those attempts up to 80% count in that 12 total lifts. But once you're at 80%, if you make a lift, you get to add 3% to that lift. If you are then going to take your next attempt and you miss that attempt, you only get 5% that you have to drop that bar down to. So if you make a lift, you go up 3%. If you miss a lift, you go down 5%. And you continue to follow this trend until all 12 lifts are made. You do not get a bonus 13 rep or anything along those lines. The goal of this is to teach you how to make smart jumps, how to plan for those attempts, especially as we start getting closer to a competition prep where we're trying to figure out what your openers, your second attempts, and then your potential third attempt should be. This will tell you where your consistency lied in terms of those percentage ranges. And like I said, it doesn't allow you just to sit there and max out for an indefinite period of time. So this is a method that I got from Glenn. We used it a lot at the Muscle Driver Cal Strength Days, and then I also was reintroduced to it during the Pendlay Method book that I was reading. I've been using it for the last 2 to 3 years with my athletes with huge success. So I give you, this in its entirety. Let me know how it works for you guys. Implement it in your own training and your meet preps, and hopefully you guys have a good day on that platform.